Hey guys, it's Vera Wild, and I'm back again with more tips for beginning cross-dressers. We're going to talk this time about accessorizing, and we're going to focus on jewelry, which I have a bit more of on than I usually do, you may have noticed. Now, there are a couple of general tips I'll be giving out, but a lot of it's also just going to be kind of giving you a heads up of some of the difficulties we tend to have as cross-dressers trying to wear jewelry to make ourselves more feminine that you're going to have to deal with. But sort of starting off with tips, the rule of thumb with accessories is you really don't want to go overboard on it. Coco Chanel had a great quote, and unfortunately I don't remember the exact wording, but basically it was, when it comes to accessorizing, whatever was the last thing you put on, take it off. Because we usually put on at least one too many things. So there's that sort of mentality. Less is more, for the most part. You really don't want to go more than one of any given item. So one pair of earrings, one necklace, one bracelet, one ring, maybe one ring on each hand, depending on what you're going for. Now, of course, these rules can be broken, but you need to have a reason for breaking them. I'll sometimes wear, a whole set of rings, but that has to do with, trying to do a very specific look for certain occasions. So doing, the various pieces, there really isn't all that much to, bracelets, rings, you'll find some that go with pretty much any outfit, some go with specific outfits. Obviously with rings you figure out your sizing. For me, that was mostly trial and error, probably will be for you as well. The one to sort of focus on a little bit is going to be the earrings. And that's because for the majority of us, we're going to have to go with clip-on earrings because we don't have pierced ears. Some of us obviously do have pierced ears, and honestly, in terms of your dressing, that's going to make your life much easier because you can basically get whatever you want as far as your earrings go. But if you are either not comfortable having your ears pierced as a man, or in my case, I just don't think it looks good. I used to have one ear pierced, but it wasn't working for me, so I never went for a second one, and I let that hole grow over. So if you're in one of those boats, you are going to have to be going with clip-ons, and there's a couple of things to be aware of. The first is they tend to be poor quality, to be honest. And there really isn't too much of a way around that because, they're not made to be particularly nice. It's faux jewelry, and it's going to be that kind of quality. The other thing that's kind of irritating about dealing with clip-on earrings is the places you have to go to get them. Because no reputable jewelry store is going to be dealing in fake earrings. So you're going to be stuck, if you're trying to go physically shopping somewhere, you're going to be stuck with places like Claire's, Icing, and these sorts of places that are basically geared towards young teenage girls, which obviously also affects the styles that are going to be available to you. You may just find it's easier to get clip-on earrings online. Now, as far as earrings go, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. I personally tend to recommend getting something that dangles fairly low. The reason for this is that unless you have a short hair wig, or unless you're tucking your hair back, which has its own risks, then if you don't have something that dangles fairly low, it's not really going to get noticed. Now, the reason I mentioned, tucking the hair behind your ear, if you're wearing a wig, is a little bit of risk because it tends to reveal sideburn, your own natural hair, generally something that you want to avoid. So I'm just going to take this off so you can kind of get a better look at it. This is a couple of inches worth, which is about what I would recommend. Because if you go with something that's either sort of more of a stud or, dangles a very short length, it's just going to get lost in the wig. It's going to get lost in the hair, and no one's going to notice it and appreciate that you went to the trouble to put earrings on. So those are kind of the rules of thumbs on earrings. Couple of quick things about necklaces, and it's just that it's nice to have some standby necklaces, and basically you just need to decide if you want something long or short, and obviously you'll decide your styles. I went with a short necklace this time because the top I'm wearing, the neck does not dip very low. As a rule of thumb, unless you're going for a specific stylized look, you don't really want the necklace dangling down into and beyond whatever top or dress you're wearing. Sometimes you can, if you're going, for more of a flapper look, if you've got, the sort of string of pearls. And again, these rules can be broken if you have a specific reason for doing so. But the rule of thumb is you don't want the necklace dangling lower than your shirt goes, because then whatever's on the necklace gets lost in the shirt, much like the earrings will get lost in the wig. So you want it to be contrasted against your own skin. So if I had, something that was dipping a bit more like here, I'd have a longer necklace to go with that. So that's a couple of things to keep in mind in terms of accessorizing and putting on some jewelry. It does help. Jewelry and the little touches, the little accessories, it really does make you feel more feminine, and it will make you more confident. So hope you found that helpful, and until next time.